stuff that happened at school.
Stuff that happened at school. Okay.
I mean, you know. All
We
right.
could talk about. We could start off with some sports.
Yeah, that'd be. We get really far with that, wouldn't we?
Oof.
Okay. Who wants to do the intro?
Well, I guess I can do the intro.
We're the Brothers Crabamosov.
This is the Brothers Crabamosov. That's sort of our working title. I'm Jamie.
I'm Drew.
And I'm Sean.
I'm the middleist. Or wait, no, I'm sorry. We can't say that. I'm the middle child.
I'm the young gun.
The young blood. Yes, and I'm obviously the eldest and the wisest. So.
You may have seen our silly videos on YouTube on this.
Yeah, you may have seen our Crab Nebulas videos. You probably haven't, though.
They're kind of hard to find on YouTube.
Well, when you type in Crab Nebulas on YouTube, the things that it just comes up. I don't know.
Yeah, it's some space. It's like some
Yes,
space
universe,
inspirational
isn't it?
space
some sort
video.
of, yeah, they're all inspirational space videos. Of Crab
The
Nebulas.
Grass Tyson guy's like, oh, science is very interesting.
Look at this nebula.
Look at this nebula. Look at me. I'm
Is the
right.
Crab Nebula an actual place, though? Like it's a solar system or something?
It's there's one Crab Nebula, and we're Crab Nebulas. So
I remember I had some English teacher be like, it's Crab Nebulae. I'm like, okay.
yeah, that's the thing. We try to I don't know.
Irony.
Yeah, irony.
Like
Of course.
octopuses instead of octopi?
Yeah.
Is that
Correct.
That's what you're going for?
But there's only one octopus left in the world, and he's trapped in a
That's not true.
museum.
What?
Which
Which
how
museum?
smart they are? The zoo museum.
I saw that one that had escaped recently back to the ocean out of a drainage pipe. I think that was in Australia, though.
Wow. What a brave octopus.
But I know there are more than one octopus left in the world, Drew.
Well,
they have calamari octopus.
well, how are they-
That's squid, actually.
How are they so smart? You think they have brains in their tentacles, and
Yeah.
they have one giant big brain?
I think they have a big brain in there. They like at the zoo, you can see them like opening up jars and stuff.
Do they put their tentacles on it, or do they put their big mouth thing on it and twist around like a
I
top?
think they use the tentacles.
They do it for our pleasure. Okay, so that's a good topic. The zoo.
The zoo.
What do we think about the zoo?
Well, remember the prairie dogs? What happened to those guys?
They're still definitely there.
Did they get shot out of did they get sucked up in a big air sucker?
Why would that happen?
Have you seen that video in Minnesota of that happening?
Well, they do. There's one guy who does that, I think, and
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
kill
a
the prairie dogs.
Kill them.
well, they're like vermin. It's
probably
in some
what he
places, aren't
says.
they?
Yeah.
yeah. No, I guess it's a problem.
Well, they're out in Montana. What are you gonna? That's how you.
Yeah, I think I saw some when I was in Yellowstone this summer. I believe they're like. I guess they're just like squirrels. They're like, who cares?
They're just waiting on the end of the world there.
Yep.
Ooh, the prairie dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would they go to Yellowstone? They want the god that whatever emerges out of that volcano to love them.
Okay.
That's what's going to happen.
Is that what's gonna happen?
So there are gorillas, but the other gorillas that I've seen.
There are gorillas
yeah,
at
there
the
are
zoo.
girls at the zoo.
They
There are monkeys. There are orangutans.
Yeah, so you're not supposed to make eye contact with male gorillas because it's supposedly like you're challenging their dominance, and they get furious if you do that.
Well, I didn't see Planet of the Apes 2, the continuing rise of the apes, but there are giant gorillas in it, and I was like, I don't want him coming. I don't
Yeah.
want those big old gorillas coming out.
I definitely haven't seen all of those movies, but I've definitely seen bits and pieces. But they look pretty interesting, I think.
Do they really? Do they really? Remember we saw in theaters? Did they really rise? It seemed like they just had a big battle on the Golden Gate Bridge, and then.
Well, I think humanity gets wiped out by a virus, most of it.
Yeah, that was happened in the second one, I think.
I need to.
And the first one is just sort of hinted at. And in the first one, like, they all go onto an island.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, it's kind of strange. It's... One of them is smart, and then he leads the rest of them to become... And, I don't know. All I can remember about the movie is that there's an orangutan that... there's a part where, like, he yells in English. He goes, "No!" And it's really strange. And it's supposed to be, like, a really big dramatic moment.
Well, that's one of the iconic moments, like the Joker's monologue. Oh.
What?
Why so serious? The Joker?
Yeah.
Everyone loves the Joker.
Everyone does love the Joker.
I think that's probably a better movie than Planet of the Apes or Planet of the Apes: Rise of the Apes.
Yeah, but I guess they tried. Does anyone remember the Planet of the Apes movie? I think Matt
Sure.
Damon was in it.
Oh, that one.
And then at the very
Yeah.
end, they go to the Abraham Lincoln statue, and it's an ape.
Yeah, no, I remember that. That was not a great movie.
I tried to tell the man at the park ranger that, listen, man, this should be an ape. What?
Oh,
After I saw the movie.
okay. No,
Abraham Lincoln's kind of ugly. He sort of looks like an ape.
He's tall.
I think he's actually deformed.
Well, they're saying that he had Asperger's, maybe.
Really? But he's... Okay.
He was like a socially awkward person, I think. Don't get me
Somehow
wrong,
he
Abraham
built
Lincoln's
this-
great. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah, no, I think he's good, but they said the same thing. But look at Benjamin Franklin. He invented a key kite. He didn't even become president.
Yeah, that's what he invented. That's the only thing he invented.
Yeah, he went to France. He was the first man to go to France.
He's the first man to go to France.
And then he made the key kite. I watched the animated thing.
Yeah. And that's why he's on the $100 bill, right?
Yeah, because he make it rain. Not make
He
it rain.
made it rain.
That's why
Like
all
Pac-Man Jones.
the hip hoppers all come
That's why
from.
they're talking about
We're
Benjamin.
throwing
All
up
about the
Benjamins.
Benjamins.
Throw up Benjamins, baby.
Well, yeah, that's an interesting topic. Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill.
Jay, remember that video game we played with Harriet Tubman in it?
Yes, I remember.
That was a lot of
what
fun.
was she in the video game for?
Well, it was Little Big Planet was a game where you could make sort of your own games, and someone made like a Harriet Tubman level about her escaping, and so she jumped on like a car and she drove away, and when he drove the car, it would make farting noises. That was pretty inappropriate. I guess considering now that I don't know.
Well,
She's gonna be on like the most widely circulated bill in the world.
so we're getting richer
Why?
because it's circulated.
That has nothing to do
We
with
all
it.
get We all
No.
get a brand new Harriet Tubman.
Or the universal money. Is everyone converting to the U.S. dollar? If you're
Well,
saying
a lot of people use the U.S. dollar. Like it's a lot of countries' currency.
Cambodia.
Cambodia,
They did because, and then when we were in Cambodia, they'd whenever we gave them U.S. money, they'd give us back Cambodian rial, which was just like change, which so we ended up just with all this rial that it would be more expensive to convert back to U.S. dollars, so we just threw it away.
Way all their money.
You know,
Cambodia. What are you doing?
That's Cambodia's. Isn't that movie? Remember Bloodsport with Jean-Claude Van Damme? Wasn't that in Cambodia?
I don't remember that. I didn't see that movie.
I didn't see that one
I
either.
saw bits and pieces. Huh. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah. I don't know. That's like early 90s, late 80s action movies. Not my specialty.
Well, mine. That's
That's your sweet spot.
yeah. That's my sweet spot. Even though it's been a little bit
Oh,
since
shit. Sorry.
what happened.
My vehicle registration's almost expired.
Well, go tell the
This
apes
is now a
down.
blue podcast.
Blue.
My bad.
Not safe for work.
That's fine.
NSFW. Yeah, no, I gotta do that soon. Alright. I can do that the next week.
Okay, good.
Okay. Well, how long? Okay.
I got until the 30th. I'm
I
good.
wanna-
So
Gotta
we'll
keep
record until
going.
then.
We're going for the world record,
Oh,
right?
no.
on this podcast.
We're gonna record for the next 7 days. 8 days. Wait, it's the 23rd, right? My watch is all messed up.
Yeah, it's the 23rd.
Why is time slipping out of my hands? They're like fish. Like fish in an ocean, you can't catch it.
I don't think that's a good analogy.
So what about the zoo? Remember when you guys
Oh, yeah,
slept
back
with
to the zoo.
You slept with tigers? I never got to do that.
Yeah, no, we okay, so I have a story about that actually.
Ooh.
First night, I guess we probably were like, I was probably 6 or 7, Jamie was probably 5 or 6 or something. But, you know, we camp out on that hill, like, you know, the hill by the big lions and everything. So you set up your tent, and then at nighttime you go walk around, and like, you have like a tour, like a special tour, like behind the scenes of one building or one thing, but then you like walk around everything else at night and see what it looks like. And I got horrible, like, gas and kind of pooped my pants a little bit. So, do you remember that at all, Jamie?
Yeah, you shit in those trees.
I shit by the pandas. And, yeah, that was terrible. So,
Those were. I was always really. Like, I had a hard enough time sleeping over at like a friend's house, and then would always get really freaked out, even though Dad was there. Like, I just remember there was one time, like, where I was like, well, should I do it or should I not? It's a whole new world of animals.
What if all the dads like, all right, dads, you get that side, kids,
you get
in the big old tent.
Right by the lines, then.
Sleeping camps. What's up with sleepaway camps?
Oh, you are just such a pansy when it comes to sleepaway camps, Drew.
Wait, I gotta tell you about my. No, let's not talk about that. I'll talk about the Cub Scout camp.
Oh yeah, Camp Yost.
Camp Oats. Camp Hall & Oats. Toasted Hall & Oats.
Yeah, I heard some bad stories about that.
Yeah, I could write a whole.
Yeah, you don't want to give away because you got to give them out piecemeal over the course of the podcast. You can't.
Yeah, you can't give them your life story.
Should I not have told them about how I shitted all over myself?
Well, that was a good story.
That was good.
Well, I guess once we just run out of stories, the podcast ends or the series ends, and we go our separate ways.
As brothers, we'll never speak again after that.
Yes, exactly.
We got our own roads to ride.
But yeah, I think I only went to one sleepaway church camp, and then I got bullied, and the guy who was
bullied you,
some kid who I don't even think went to our church.
It's always those kids.
Yeah, and then he was like in a band. I think and I was in a band too.
Oh, I remember that kid.
So he was in a band called Shattered Glass.
It's a dumb.
And then I would say Shattered Ass, which is the obvious retort to that. And that's, I think, when we got into a fight. And then he was like my bunk buddy for whatever reason. And so eventually, like, he kept like poking the mattress where I was sleeping. And I eventually I got down and I don't know what I did. I either like yelled at him or I like might have like shook him or something. But anyway, these things always ended me running away and crying, regardless of what happens or who wins the fight or whatever.
You couldn't run away from that place.
Okay, yes. No, what I did was I ran to like a camp counselor, and then we had a good long talk about bullying, and how the one guy I spoke to, he said like, kids call me Pizza Face.
The counselor?
Yeah, because he was trying to relate to me. I didn't know anything about acne at the time, so I just thought it was weird.
So wait, you're already in a band, but you didn't have acne yet? Chronologically, it doesn't make sense to me.
I might have been a
big hit.
It was middle school, right? I mean, I don't know. It must.
Oh, yeah.
So middle school. I don't think what is that? 14, 15?
It's like 13, 14.
Let's go through the band.
It's like 12. I don't know.
Let's
13,
cycle
14.
through. What band were you in first? The Backwards Dog
The
Project?
Backwards Project.
Okay, I like the Backwards Dog Project better, but I think
that's
that was
wasn't
someone
a
else. And then there's the Reverse Effect.
I was always really embarrassed to say my band's names, which is not a good sign. You want your band to have a stronger name than that.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Backwards Project was the big one, and
Coyote.
Coyote Aphrodisiac. Hoop Snake was Coyote Aphrodisiac was after the Backwards Project, and then Hoop Snake was the last one. Which that one there was that one I could actually say to people.
Yeah, I think Hoop Snake's a decent name.
Yeah.
Remember that girl drew that picture for Coyote Aphrodisiac? It was like a coyote in a bottle. You're like, a girl made this for us.
Yeah, I remember that. One of Mark's art friends did that.
Remember
Sweet.
Remember Battle of the Bands?
Yeah, Battle of the Bands.
Man, I wish they had a Battle of the Bands.
I think, don't they still do that? I mean, not now, but because we're all graduated from
high school.
But
did they not do that when you were there, Drew?
No, I don't think they did. They didn't talk about it. They did some human rights drive event, Amnesty or something. It's like, we got mandolins and we're going to play them.
Amnesty?
Amnesty or something.
Amnesty International?
Yeah. Like, we got mandolins. D.
Is that what a mandolin sounds like?
Yeah, or just that, that Imagine... What's it? Imagine Dragons. Like, they have that song. I think they stole it from a Christian song. It goes like D D D D D D. I don't like it, but it starts out.
I heard you playing. You're playing the piano today, which was surprising.
I know. I'm Baby Mozart, the new nickname I gave myself.
Mozart was like 3 years old when he started to play the piano, though. So you'd be like a overgrown giant Mozart.
Yeah, because playing the piano makes me young again, like Benjamin Button.
Not like Benjamin Franklin, Benjamin Button.
Mm-hmm. It is sad that Sean, you and me did piano lessons and we got very little out of it.
Oh my god. I know 2 songs now. How long did we do those for?
I don't know.
8
like a long
years?
We really never picked it up.
Her method of teaching was that you didn't look at the music, you just learned the song.
Really?
It was Suzuki, which is Japanese for don't read music, I guess.
Huh.
D.T. Suzuki, the philosopher.
I know Mary Had a Little Lamb, and I can play Joy to the World, but I definitely taught Joy to the World to myself, and I don't know anything else.
Well, Jay, you heard me playing the Terminator theme, or at least the start of it, though.
And you're well on your way to piano mastery.
I know, with my unorthodox Baby Mozart style.
I don't know the Terminator theme.
It's based around the Terminator theme.
Should I know the Terminator theme?
No, I just know the first. That's it.
Okay.
I think. I don't remember picking anything up from it, and also I do remember when you, Sean, were like working on your piano stuff. I was like listening to these tapes.
Yeah, no, the Beatmaster thing.
Yeah, but that was really strange, and it's like a very. I don't know why. I don't remember why they had us do that.
It's like you're supposed to like learn how to keep rhythm or something, but we just set it to like where you got points for every time you hit it. And
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was.
My whole life is a lie.
I think it was just to keep us busy while we were waiting for the other person to do their piano lesson.
Huh.
Not the best thing. Music, never really my thing. That or the clarinet. They like made everyone who they didn't pick for the saxophone play the clarinet, and that was pretty much a mistake. Probably should have stopped.
Oh, they did. There were a lot of clarinet players when I did it, and I just overpowered. Like we'd be warming up in the hallway and just go, and then they just look at me. Sorry. Oh man, but the band teacher. I remember I was with my friend and we were warming up, and then
is this Flint Hill or where?
Yeah, Flint Hill. And there's an assistant. Was that Madison or something?
What's her name? She had some kind of Italian last
name. It sounded like that blue Pokemon. I don't know.
I want to say like Colicchio or something. I'm probably wrong.
It's Az or something.
Yeah, that was Armezio.
Armezio.
Whatever.
I don't know. It was kind of crazy though. But yeah, we were warming up, and then the guy's like, "Maybe you should tune up later." And then he puts his hands on both our shoulders, and he just stands there for 30 seconds, and we're not saying anything. And then he leaves, and then we just bust up laughing.
You should have told me you didn't want to be touched like that.
Yeah. Don't touch my sax, please.
Don't touch my sax.
It must be really hard to be a elementary or middle school band teacher, because even my in my elementary school when I was in band, who was he? Mr. Sanger he won all like the regional competitions for band, and even still he would always be really angry. So like he was the most successful, but he was also like just the most pissed all the time. And there was at one point like I was in percussion, so I don't know. I guess we're just slackers or whatever, but at some point like we didn't learn whatever drum beat he was having us learn, or I didn't learn the bass part or whatever. And we were sort of standing in front of him, and none of us could play what he wanted to play, and he just got really visibly like shaking angry, and we all just started laughing at him. And it was just the most sort of, I don't know, it was just raw humanity or something. Just seeing him do that, and then he quit.
Jamie,
that was the last straw.
You took him over the edge with the drums.
That happens a lot with me and teachers though. I'm not there. I don't actually push them over the edge, but I usually like witness it. Like the one time there was the bus with the guy who said, "If you explode one of those chocolate milk bags again, I'm gonna quit." And then it happened, and he did.
I never heard about that.
That's funny. The milk bags or the milk bags or the milk cartons?
The cartons. Oh, I thought you were talking about the cartons, because the cartons you make such loud noise, which was like.
Well, no,
you're talking about full milk bags, like chocolate milk that went all over the bus.
Yeah, because remember they used to have milk in bags, like in Canada.
Yeah, I remember
for a short period
very
of time.
Beginning.
Yeah,
Wait, I'm elementary school?
Yeah, like kindergarten.
Yeah, I remember I was laughing at the milk bag. It was always something that was funny to me. And there was an old playground that was made of wood or something.
That thing was sweet. Yeah.
You get so many splinters.
Splinters and like graffiti and broken shards of wood going everywhere.
Yeah.
Not the safest.
Gotta learn. I remember kids like, I've been here since I was a baby. There was no wooden playground. I was like, dude, there was.
Do you want to call that guy out on the podcast? Listen, you're a liar.
You're a liar.
Got proof.
Yeah, I remember jumping. You could jump from the playground and kids would hurt. That you play tag.
Oh, you mean the swing set?
Yeah. Oh, no, like you could play tag on the playground, but like, you can't run on the mulch.
Well, whatever. Yeah. You're a little like, you weigh nothing, and if you fall, you're going to land on the mulch. The mulch is soft.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
The only time I ever saw kids really get hurt on the playground is when they try and like do flips off swings and then they land on their neck.
Yeah, that's.
And I remember the helicopter coming one time. Yeah, they absolutely.
Oh yeah, remember when the helicopter came?
Well, Billy's got to be medevaced.
Wait, it was because of a kid?
Yeah, yeah. He fell off the swing, and like they made everyone. They're like, all right, everyone get off the playground. And everyone had to do laps. We see this little kid get like taken up in the helicopter.
They freaked out because some like construction worker like sawed his leg at or something. Like, get off the field, and then we had to. And then the helicopter came. The helicopter never came in middle school or high school, or even college. Not yet.
I got taken away in an ambulance in middle school, though. That was fun.
Oh, because I
had like a heart thing, some sort of.
I remember that.
Yeah, I was fine, but at the time I thought I was dying. So I guess like as they were wheeling me out towards the they had to pass the cafeteria before they could take me out into the parking lot where the ambulance was. And I remember just like seeing all the kids, and I like reached out to them in a very dramatic gesture, just to like, I don't know,
help me,
trying to make light of the situation. Does anyone remember? What seems like wooden playgrounds were really like, because Vienna Baptist Church had one too.
Yeah, but theirs was like finished wood.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it was like different.
That one's nice.
Yeah, that wasn't. That was a lot safer, I think.
I never saw this one, but I imagine just a bunch of wooden blocks. It's just a bunch of wood blocks that are all spiky with.
No, they had like this little maze thing, and then the maze are all these like broken boards. Like that was a because like also like teachers could not see inside the maze at all, so just a bad place.
Yeah, remember Flint Hill, the basketball courts on the side?
Mm-hmm. What about them?
Like you couldn't go there, and then you could sometimes. And
you needed like oversight, right? You
so you weren't smoking.
Oh yeah, those kids love a
all
pack.
Those sixth graders smoking cigarettes.
So at least when you were there, you weren't forced to run 2 laps, and you had an effing running card.
We definitely had effing running cards. I was a 100-miler one time, and I was like, this is so. I mean, I don't know. It was ridiculous.
I was too ADHD disorganized to check it off, so I never got the foot. You got little foots.
Yeah, I remember the foot tokens. We also had people who lied all the time. These 2 kids said they ran like 360 miles during the school year.
One
that is
for
not
every day.
True. Yeah.
I ran every day.
I came here on the weekends and ran. You are 9 years old. There's no way you ran 360 miles. I'm sorry.
Well, as I understood it, the social contract was that, like, you know, I don't know. They're not going to like hold you to it if you're.
You had to get your 2 laps.
You had to like run and then like get him to sign off, but you'd be like, oh, I did 6, and you only did 4 or something like that.
What screwed me over was you had to write the date, and that was too complicated for my little 9-year-old brain to handle. So I just stuffed it in my desk. So I had a bunch of running cards. Yeah, that gym teacher.
What, Mrs. Miraboli?
Yeah.
Mr. Cooper was actually in my dreams not too long ago. I think we were doing his, you know how he's super into gymnastics, and I had to like do a gymnastics routine, and I was like, yeah, but for some reason I was like my size I am now, so I was obviously, you know, kicking ass at some of the gymnastics stuff, but I don't know what he was in there for.
Yeah, we did, and then dance routines. Remember dance routines?
I remember one time he stopped our basketball unit like midway, and he was like, all right, change of plans. We're doing gymnastics. And everyone's like, no!
He loved the girls when they do. He's just like, look at them cadence. What was the word? He was like, cadence. Look how they're synchronized. So that was the big word.
I remember someone got in trouble for doing like a very explicit song to their gymnastics routine. I can't remember what the song was.
I remember when I was in 6th grade, they're like, you cannot do the Soldier Boy song.
Soldier Boy taking over.
Yeah, and then I remember skiers. There was lots of fun exercise when you warmed up. Like, all right, get in the center, warm us up.
They would play jock jams.
Yeah, jock jams. Love me some jock jams.
Then you jump back and forth.
It's like, let's get ready to rumble, ding ding, and then dun 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 dun.
Yeah, like in Space Jam. The best part of gym that I think of little kid gym is definitely Mission Impossible. I thought that was the most fun.
that is. I'd probably play Mission Impossible now or today.
Oh, definitely.
As an adult.
What about flag tag? Have you ever played that? Remember we all put the flags on, and then you take
just
them.
Grab each other's flags.
No, you take them. You different teams, and you take them back to your pile.
Could you just take anyone's at any point in time? I sort of remember that. Sort of.
It'd be fun to play now.
No, Mission Impossible would be way more fun.
And then there's Claire Ball, or they got rid of. They're like, you can't play dodgeball anymore.
Yeah.
I remember some girl got whacked in the face, and Mr. Cooper's like, it's soft.
I gotta give Mr. Cooper credit. He was very inventive with the things he was allowed to do.
Yeah.
Because they definitely made dodgeball illegal. I remember Mr. Phones would still play dodgeball with us. Like, he would play on the girls' team against the boys, and he would just, like, wipe out these boys. Just, like, going for their knees. I don't know.
That's how you gotta
like,
do
if
it.
you said you can't target your head, but if you hit them in the legs and then they fall on their head, it's like the same thing.
Remember the juggling unit? I hated that juggling unit. I could never get past the plastic bags.
I got past the bags. I couldn't get past the scarves.
Yeah, the scarves I could get to. After that, no way.
One kid got like that Chinese device, like you have like a string and then you bounce it up. I couldn't describe it.
No,
And
I
then
know what you're talking about.
one kid gets to it.
That's fine.
Okay, we're all good. Yeah, and then what else was there? There's juggling. And then, remember, music class.
Mrs. Qualls?
Coral, yeah, then she changed her name.
Did she?
After
She got married.
okay. And then one of their houses burned down.
Did it? She kind of kicked me out of 6th grade choir because I had like went through puberty early, so my voice dropped and I was like useless to her basically. So I recorded all the concerts instead.
Oh, that's right. You're an AV man. I tried to ask, and they're like,
me and Jamie were both AV men.
They wouldn't let me.
Yeah, that was a great gig though.
And you were on the news team too.
I was on the news team.
You couldn't. You'd have to be selected. You couldn't even try out.
It's because Miss Stevens liked me because of my voice, but I don't know. Stevens is cool, I guess.
And then there's art.
Oh my God, art. That was Mrs. Kalady, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Art really made me feel shitty.
Yeah, me too.
Because like there were some kids who were clearly good at it, and then they were it's just sort of their time to shine, and everyone else was sort of just denigrated, and I don't know. Like I remember there was this one, and also it was just I don't know. Not like we were painting portraits of ourselves as ancient Egyptians.
No, I remember. Oh.
And I used like a lot of red in mine, and she said ancient Egyptians didn't really use red very much.
I have red hair, lady.
I'm
Come
9.
Remember the Jamestown fetishization the teachers had? They loved Jamestown.
Because they have to teach about Virginia history.
Listen, they had okay. Jamestown is very muddy. It was
There were a
terrible.
lot of mosquitoes.
Yeah, malaria everywhere.
They survived after eating.
After eating their boots.
Yeah, I remember we had to do colonial us and you colonial times, and I had like a staff that had like a TV and parrots. I'm like, we're pirates. That's pirate times too. And the kids would like it, but the teacher, she didn't like it. Eventually, she just like folded and was like, okay, that's good. Eventually, she started liking it.
I had a 4th grade teacher who was very sympathetic to the South throughout the whole Civil War unit of Virginia history.
Wow, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. I remember there was some, like, we all had to dress up, like, Alan Ledford dressed up as, like, Grant, and then someone else was Jeb Stuart, and we didn't really focus that much on the Union, maybe because it was Virginia history and everything, but I just remember, like, interesting, all right. The War of Northern Aggression.
I remember we did the medieval, we dressed up as medieval peasants, and I had this big hole in my shirt. I just kept ripping at it until I basically had a giant hole. And this kid dropped. I had some lemonade. He took a big chicken wing and he dropped it in my lemonade.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we just did stuff like that.
Those were always the really, I don't know, just the fun, memorable parts of school. Just the interactive.
What, with when elementary school?
Well, just like the play acting stuff.
Yeah, all the stuff that you know is ridiculous, like is gonna be crazy.
What was that? What was that thing they would do with a cakewalk? What was that day?
Yeah, what the hell was the cakewalk?
No,
I never won
that.
a cake.
What was that for? I
don't know. That was the best day.
That
though.
was the best.
Oh
day.
yeah, they had like spinning games, and Jamie, your friend's like, okay, now don't do this with this art spinning thing, and I did it anyway. He's like, no, it's you messed it up.
I don't remember what that day was, but I remember I was like in 5th or 6th grade, and one of the kids in my class got caught stealing a cake. and like 4 years later, he got thrown out of high school for fighting. I was like, I could have told you that was. I think he got kicked out of middle school right after that, and then came back and then immediately got thrown out of high school. So
The cake steal it all
it started early.
Oh, and then they had that tree with the Jolly Ranchers on it, and you're like, oh, get a good one. Yeah, that was fun, but at the same time, I always felt nervous because you wanted to win.
The cakewalk or what?
They had other games, remember?
Yeah, but I've really only focused on the cakewalk. I feel like
I did
cakewalk was the best.
Yeah. And then there was lots of other...
So what's the connection between cakewalks and slavery? Is that something that used to happen?
I don't know.
Okay. I just think... I'm sorry, I don't want to bring up this randomly, but...
It's getting pretty heavy. Let's...
Well, no, I mean, I just, like... I always... I think it's connected somehow to, like... It's like an old slave tradition or something. I don't know. We can move past that.
I think you're right, but I don't want to read this whole article yet.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what that day was.
Yeah, they did lots of stuff. And there was sock hops, remember? And movie nights.
Never went to a sock hop.
Oh,
Missing out.
it was fun. And then they had movie nights, and then Principal Rivera tripped on the chords like, God damn it, children, we can't watch Ice Age anymore. And then this kid's like, give me all your cups. And he's really mean. Give me all your cups.
Why?
I don't know.
Why did you say that?
He wanted the cups. It's lots of lemonade.
You didn't have the other lady there at all, right? Mrs. Price?
Nah, I was all...
Yeah. Do you remember that? Do you remember her, Jamie?
Yeah.
She was there for like 25 years before Mr. Rivera.
I had one interaction with her, which was really bad, which was like during...
I love this. I love this.
I don't know what it was for, but like I guess the 6th graders, the rising 6th graders. So I was about to enter middle school, and she was leaving. She was leaving the school. That was like her last year there. So they gave her like big ups to whoever her name was.
Was that during Patriots Day?
I don't know what.
So that's a separate story.
It might have been, but all of us we all had to like memorize these lines.
Oh yeah.
And then go to the microphone and then say the lines, and it was all about like, maybe it was about America or Patriots Day or like being a young person or something. And I really fucked my lines up somehow. Like I basically said what the person before me had just said because I was not concentrating or I don't know. And I was the only one who, in the entire like 6th grade class, who visibly stumbled over my lines. So afterwards, she came up to me and said something like, "Let's try to remember those lines next time."
Great. Do you remember the assistant principal, Miss Kidd?
No,
that was way
all
beyond
you.
us.
I know, but remember she had a show, Meet the Author, and like we're tuning in to watch her talk about Swordbird.
Yes, I remember you talking about Swordbird.
Swordboard. I had a dream these boards came into me they battled each other, and then that's how I wrote Swordbird. I remember all the crazy there was a few crazy substitutes.
Well, that just sort of makes me remember like watching videos and how those were always fun.
Well, do you remember the giant laser discs they had? They were like, "Oh, we're not using VHS anymore. We're gonna use these giant laser discs."
The wave of the future. Yeah, that was weird.
They're like, "No, we're gonna use DVDs at some point, but first the laser discs."
And they had like really primitive like DVD-like technology where it was kind of like vaguely interactive for some reason. It was a strange format.
You probably don't even remember Blockbuster at all, Drew, do you?
I remember Blockbuster. I remember I liked it as a little kid, but then towards the end, I felt weird there because I had my shoes were untied or something, and the guy's like, "You're gonna want to tie those up." And Jamie was next to me. He's like, "Your friend or brother or whatever would want you to tie him up." Remember that?
No.
It was some weird interaction. I was just like,
well, a lot of
probably
weird
wanted
people,
you to bend over for him, Drew.
Yeah, a lot of weird people worked at Blockbuster. Like, if it wasn't a teen, then it was probably just like a weird person.
Yeah, my manager at Famous Dave's, like, he could never really have a job because he stole like $3,000 worth of DVDs from Blockbuster when he was a little kid. And he was like, "Oh man, just like made one mistake. Like, was a total idiot with all these DVDs, and now I'm gonna manage Famous Dave's for the rest of my life." Not that there's anything wrong with that, Famous Dave's people out there.
Famous Dave's.
So I guess that's off the menu for tonight. Where do you guys want to go to dinner tonight?
Blumpies.
What is Blumpies? That is not a real thing.
Okay, then Bippies. That's not real either.
All right.
Let's talk about what happens at. Trying to think of any restaurant, crazy restaurant stories.
Tim Flora gave me food poisoning one time. I ate a cheeseburger that was, and I like knew as I was eating, I was like, this cheeseburger is like crumbly. The ground beef is not right. So that was not cool.
Yeah, remember that McDonald's they just reinvented a few years ago? Mm-hmm. Remember some kid said like it's gonna have 2 floors. What? 2 floors?
Well, they did strip out all the play places out.
There's a 2-floor McDonald's like in Roslyn, I'm pretty sure.
There wasn't McLean. They got rid of that for some reason.
No, that wasn't 2. Yeah, I remember.
It was like 2. It was 1.5 floors. One and one.
Split level McDonald's.
Yeah. Have you ever been to the McDonald's in Orlando?
No.
Disney McDonald's.
Mm-mm.
That's a great one. But I remember I tried a Filet-O-Fish, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, you don't even eat
No,
fish,
I'm not a fish man.
If you're Japanese, they would disown you.
I know. I get samurai.
Sabuku.
Disney World. I wonder when the next time I'll go to Disney World is.
Probably not for a while. But not till you have some youngins.
I'll never go back.
After Buzz Lightyear.
Unless I would go back and work there, which sounds like a really interesting experience. I mean, it doesn't sound like fun, but...
To see your mind crumble away.
Well, it just sounds like if you'd have a lot of stories about, like, I saw some weird stuff. And just being in Florida would be interesting, too.
Yeah. I've never been to Disneyland, but I think it's not as good.
You gotta see Florida while you can. It's gonna be underwater in like 20 years.
Yeah, that's also true.
Yeah. I could see myself living in Florida. And what if you lived in...
You guys have like the fairest skin ever. You guys would be screwed.
No,
I can see Drew as being like really tan, like unhealthily tan.
Yeah, mom has like covered you up for so much your entire life. Like,
Yeah,
your whole, like I remember you going to like the beach in like full body.
Yeah, I always wear like I wear eye guards. I wear
a big hat.
Yeah, huge hats.
It's like it's pretty crazy. It's like Spider-Man's costume or something.
Or Ball Boy.
Yeah, and then Florida. What if you lived in Orlando and you're like, oh, we're gonna hit the club scene of Orlando. We're going to Disney. You went to all those Disney World is like we got adult for when the parents leave the kids at the hotel with the babysitter.
No. We're gonna go get fucked up.
It's all called like Pleasure Island. It's like that Simpsons. It's New Year's Eve every night. Here we go again. I was like, I want to kill myself. Yeah, Orlando would be really interesting, or Tampa. Not Miami. I can't.
Tampa's like relaxing. I feel like.
Yeah, except for what's it called? Gasparilla, the Pirate Festival.
What?
And I think we used in one of our crab videos, we used clips from that.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
I remember me and Dad, we went to Tampa, and then this guy on the radio was like, here's how I figured out how to spell, when pirates say R, I just figured out how to spell it. And he's like, ARGH. Wow. Yeah, and then this lady on one of the boats we were on was just like, yeah. So they flicked their cigarettes into the pond, or into the bay. But you don't want to tell them not to do that because it'll stand your ground.
Are you threatening my right to flick cigarettes in the Gulf of Mexico?
Yeah, so much crazy stuff happens in Florida.
Yeah, I'm good. Florida can stay where it's at.
Maybe Jacksonville. Jaguars.
Well, there's enough. I don't know. There's enough stuff that happens in Virginia that I think there's like enough sort of local flavor. That I mean, not exactly where we live, but if you go down south a little bit,
Jay, we got 2 Walmarts stacked on top of this, right next to each other. Got all the jobs in the world. We got jobs.
Yeah.
No shortage of jobs. Yeah.
Well, we're going on to 40 minutes here, so.
Feel free to cut it off if you want.
Well, no, I mean, we can keep going. It's just.
Let's go through one more topic.
Okay.
We can cut this down. I think this could be good for YouTube.
Okay.
What do you think?
Well, I don't know really where I was thinking about places to upload, but anyway, yeah.
I don't know either. I mean, can you just put a thing on with a little crab picture and then just, I don't even know what you put up.
Yeah, just put a crab
Podcasts.
picture. No, just put it on YouTube. Right?
Yeah, well, certainly YouTube and other places.
Yeah.
But, what was your topic?
We talked about school, we talked about Disney.
Talked about elementary school a lot.
Elementary school. Let's briefly touch on middle school. Middle school to me
God,
is
Thoreau is the worst.
it's like a dream. It happened and then it was gone.
I think 7th grade Thoreau is like the worst thing possible because 8th graders are so like mean and testosteroned up.
Oh yeah, it's so horrible.
yeah.
Like Thoreau is
Hell.
dilapidated. You had to run a mile every single week,
Yeah, why?
even in like the freezing cold. I don't know.
Yeah, and they had Mr. What's his name?
And we're also like introduced to people who are like we'd never like we go to Flint Hill and everyone's like from Lakevale or Oakton. And you go to Thoreau and you get all the people who like live in the Vienna Park apartments and
no, it's kind of and then
yeah, there were some economic realities.
you're like, oh man.
yeah, and then in high school a lot of those kids dissipated like
Yeah, they went to Marshall or they got expelled.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was dilapidated. And then there was shop class. Remember the fantasy NASCAR league? Remember I told you about that?
Oh, yeah.
Me and my friend, we were trying to pick, so it was like fantasy NASCAR and you had to pick a driver each week.
Did you pick the worst driver?
Yeah, we kept picking the worst driver. And my friend picked a guy named Scott Speed. And then the teacher was like, why did you pick him? He was ranked number 49. He was like, his last name was Speed. And the teacher thought that was a legit excuse. She was just like, don't pick him just because their last name has anything to do with NASCAR.
They couldn't tell you were just messing with her?
No, she didn't know until eventually she started connecting the dots. And one time I tried to get Dale Earnhardt, the one who died. And she's like, Junior, you mean? Junior. I'm like, all right, fine, Junior.
Hail, praise hail,
So
praise Dale.
here's how you play anti-fantasy NASCAR. You have to pick a driver who's going to score the lowest amount of points possible. So if you score 0 points...
Didn't you pick the one? Wasn't he sponsored by Viagra?
Yeah, I picked the guy who, I picked the guy who retired in 1989. And she pulls up his picture on Wikipedia, and then it's a picture of him with a giant mustache and a mullet, and he's sponsored by Viagra. I think his name was Jeff Fueler. She's like, this guy retired 20 years ago.
Mostly during middle school, I just like, I kind of like try to wipe it from my memory. I try to survive mostly. Like, there's not a lot to...
Yeah, I remember lockers. I remember I had my own custom... That was so stressful. I had my own custom locker
because you couldn't figure out how to work the
No, but then I
thing.
locked it on some fucking stupid kid's other locker. And the kid was like, what the heck?
Why'd you do that? Don't you need that lock to, like, get inside your locker?
I didn't know. I was like, it was the one next to me. I didn't mean to.
Oh, my
And people
God.
just steal shit from your pencils from your box inside the locker.
If you don't lock it...
No, it didn't matter. They still take it. And remember, kids would justify their stealing. The
Yeah,
guy
but how are they going to steal it from you if you lock it up?
No, it didn't matter. They like you crunch down trying to shuffle all your books, and they come and take stuff, and they slam your
remember
locker.
that. Yeah, well...
And you just walking from a kid, the kid's in front and back. He was like, "Get out of my way, kid!" And he's just some tiny little.
I remember another kid who got expelled standing at the top of the stairs and throwing batteries at people down below. This guy's not going to go anywhere.
I guess all my friends went to, realistically, my one friend, Mark, went to GT... Kilmer, yeah. So he was in a different, like, program. He was sectioned off with the smarter children who had brighter futures. So I've talked to different people about this. I found my I found sort of my group with like the anime club, but I didn't watch anime. It was just like sort of a safe space where I wouldn't be beaten up or like yelled at by other people.
Yeah, and I feel like people didn't really beat people up either. It's more like being mean, right?
But they all talked about it. They're like, they'll fight you if you insult. There's still like, there's talk.
I don't know. I got into some fights, but it wasn't anything serious. It's just, you're right though. Everyone is just really testosterone. All the boys are really testosterone fueled.
Yeah, and then, oh yeah, there was what was there? There was, yeah, Jim. The games, he played some games, but then all the teachers was like, well, this is middle school.
Well, the locker rooms were so gross and small and like sweaty, and there was Axe body spray had just become a thing, so that was like, we were like, you need to be fumigated with Axe. It was.
Oh yeah, that was terrible. And they'd slam your locker, and they wouldn't talk to you. He was like, why did you do that?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And there's a kid. I remember I saw a kid when I was a 6th grader walking in visiting the school. He had like a shaved head, but then he had really long hair and he had a hat on. He's like, I hate 6s. And they called 6th graders because they were 7s. I was like, oh no, this is gonna be bad. I had some idiot at the bus stop who was always just like, yeah, I can wear shorts when it's cold outside. That was a big thing about how much you could take of the cold. This kid was so annoying. I'm so good at basketball. Oh, look, I can wear shorts all the time.
Yeah, that was where I feel like everyone also went through their, like, all the white kids wanted to be black kids in that phase. Like, I got these Tracy McGrady shoes.
Yeah, but then there was stealing. The kids on the bus would talk about how they'd steal. They're like, listen, if you make it easy for me to take, I'm going to take it.
Man, I do not remember this at all. That's terrible.
Well, was your bus the one that dropped off?
It did drop off near Mosby Landing and
Arrowwood Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there were like 40 of them take half the bus up, and then they disappeared from high school.
I know. Send out the poors.
That was pretty nuts. And I took a drama class, and the teacher, I really didn't like. I was like trying to be expressive, but I was not great.
I think Thoreau makes a very good case for sending your kids to private school, at least for those 2 years, because that was so shitty.
I haven't talked to anyone who, I mean, I've heard from one person that they said, oh, I had a good time in middle school, and I had
some 8th grade was all right if you had a good group of friends.
Yes, I think 7th is the worst, but
you could say the thing about 9th grade. Well, that's a different thing, but
9th grade is like ninth grade sort of that's also just a case where I don't remember anything at all, but I'm not sure why. Like, I was probably because I had when did we start waking up at like 6?
I mean, school started at 7:20, so mom and dad would get us up at 6.
Was that during middle school though, or just?
I'm pretty sure middle school was like 6:15.
Okay.
Because it was 7:35 start for middle school, 7:20 start for high school, which is so early.
Yeah, I just remember sleeping a lot for like my first 2 classes, and
yeah, that probably didn't help you.
Yeah. No, my one class in particular in middle school, I think it was like a biology class, and I would be writing down stuff, and then you could see where I would fall asleep and the pencil would like trail down. It was really interesting.
Yeah, I remember my first Spanish class in 9th grade. We all had to pick Spanish names, and mine was Juan. And then I'd be falling asleep, and the teacher would be like, Juan, wake up, Juan. It was so bad.
You're not ever going to respond to Juan, are you?
No. I'd be Andre.
Yeah.
Dre. Yeah, I don't know. And then there was... Yeah, it was just brutal. And then at senior year, I put on the big headphones during the civics. That was the only class I had at 7:20. And the teacher, I don't know why, me and him just didn't always get along for some reason. But he'd just be like, someone get Drew, and I just had my eyes closed with big headphones on, like, the music's really loud. Oh, craziness.
Tough life. Shall we cut it off here and we can continue some other time?
Sure. So this has been the Brothers Crabamosov signing off.
Thanks to our viewers. I see us out in front of you guys. Thanks to all the viewers.
See you next time.
Fans.
Bye-bye now.